Hello there, it's Vanilla from Above Beyond, take 2. So today's tip is about the most basic thing, most basic and important thing we ever do in our life. First thing we do and last thing we do. We do it every second. Can you guess what it is? Yes, breathing. So breathing is so important in being able to deal with stressful feelings and feeling out of control. And many of us don't breathe very effectively. We breathe high up in the chest, and indeed when we do that, it also makes the sympathetic nervous system come into play. And what that means is that cortisol is released. So breathing from high up in the chest stimulates the sympathetic nervous system, creates a kind of stress effect. And what can also happen is that we're not really utilising oxygen properly, because it's not just oxygen that's important, it's the amount of carbon dioxide. And when we either breathe really shortly and quickly, or we breathe really, really deeply, we take in too much oxygen as opposed to carbon dioxide. Why would you want carbon dioxide? Well, what it does is it enables the oxygen to be released so it can be taken up by the red blood cells and taken around the body. So what's the best type of breathing? It's slow, deeper, diaphragmatic breathing. And that's rather than breathing from up here in the chest, breathing from down here, lower towards the abdomen. Look at kids, look at babies. They breathe from down in the abdomen, and they breathe in a really relaxed manner, and that's what we're looking for. And thinking about the carbon dioxide, people think, oh, well, carbon dioxide is not what we want. But what happens when people are in panic attack? We give them paper bags that they can breathe into it. And so what that'll do is it'll balance out the carbon dioxide. And that's also what diaphragmatic breathing does. It balances out the carbon dioxide, oxygen in the blood, and enables more efficient use of oxygen. What it also does is activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and digest. And so it quietens down the heart rate, slows the blood, lowers the blood pressure, and also activates something called the vagus nerve. And for those of you who may not know, the vagus nerve is a nerve that goes right from the head to all of the organs of the body. And it is extremely important in keeping you healthy and for well-being. So a technique that you could try in terms of breathing to de-stress, to control those feelings, and also this is a really good one for getting to sleep at night, is called 6-7-8. And what you do is you breathe in for 6 seconds, you hold for 7 seconds, and then you breathe out for 8 seconds. Now if you do this for a couple of minutes, then you can go back to normal breathing. That's sort of advised to do that if you're not used to breathing in that way, because some people feel that they can go a little bit lightheaded, but that means you're breathing in too deeply. And if you really can't hold to breathe in for 6, hold for 7, breathe out for 8, just decrease the number of seconds for each one. But the key is to do that breath holding as well, because that also helps to relax your system. And the breathing out, because what it does is it really slows down the number of breaths you have to take in a minute. And that increases efficiency in your body. And as I said, it'll slow down your heart rate and your blood pressure. So that's my tip for today for sorting out that stress. First thing is bring to mind how you're breathing when you're feeling stressed. The second thing is consciously slow down your breathing. And the third thing is try out 6-7-8 breathing, especially when you go to sleep. It should help you get to sleep. Sometimes they say in a minute or less. Seriously helps me. Anyway, my intention is for doing this every single day. We'll see, it depends. I'm a bit late today because I've just been to yoga, so hence thinking about the breathing. And if you've got any comments, please pop them below. And if you've got any questions, do the same. Thanks for watching. Bye.